Thank you very much, and glad to be with all of you, and glad to meet friends and in the labor movement who have been so instrumental in my career and my political career, and I want to appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. I want to also thank the AFL-CIO because you're here today about the dignity of work and about workers' rights. And you're here to dispel a rumor that organized labor and the AFL-CIO doesn't care about comprehensive immigration reform. On the contrary, organized labor cares about immigration reform, understands its implications for this nation, and understands that for working people to have the rights that they inherited in this nation of ours, we have to have comprehensive immigration reform so that the issues of exploitation, diminishing wages, a shrinking wage base, so that people are not used in the process, that people have the right to associate, join labor, and make their living conditions better for themselves and their families. That's why labor's here, and that's why labor is so important in this reform package. You know, my dad came to this country and spent 21 years with labor local back home. And I used to have to go with him to the union meetings, okay? And those of you who go, the financial report is pretty boring. But anyway, go to the union meeting, and at the time they weren't doing the union meetings in Spanish, so he would take me to translate for him. And you know, you're 12, 13, you're bored to tears, you don't want to be there. And on the way home, I asked my dad, you know, Pa, ¿por qué tenemos que estar en estas juntas? And he goes, because it's very important. And let me translate what he told me in Spanish. He said to me, you know, they can work me like a dog at work, but with the union, they have to treat me like a man. So after that, you know, there's no question about where loyalty has to be. It has to be with organizations like labor that take care of families in this country. Comprehensive immigration reform has to happen this year. No ifs, no buts, no delays. If this country is to economically be strong, if this country is to heal its social fabric, comprehensive immigration reform has to happen. And it's not just about enforcement. It's not just about enforcement. And enforcement needs transparency, it needs due process, it needs the right to petition, and it needs an investigative issue so that people have their complaints and their issues dealt with rapidly. If you're going to talk about enforcement, talk about that part of it as well. And because comprehensive immigration reform cuts at the very value of who we are as a country. It cuts at our sense of decency, it cuts to our historical legacy, and it cuts to the rule of law that should be equal to all of us. And to talk just about enforcement and create a second tier of workers and humans in this country and families in this country is not American, it's un-American. The reason this country is strong is because we've integrated. Every immigrant group has made this country richer, better, healthier, and stronger. So comprehensive immigration reform is about uniting families. Comprehensive immigration reform is a legitimate path to citizenship. A path that says you have earned the right to be on this path, and because you earned the right, here's the path. It is not about creating a second tier of residents in this country with no chance of citizenship, no chance of full integration in our society, and no chance to exercise the political power that comes with being a citizen in this country. And I want to also talk about, and let me close by telling you that it is going to be it's going to be we're not going to be walking through the garden getting comprehensive immigration reform done.
Right.
It's going to be tough.
Yep.
It's going to be divisive. But those of us from Arizona who have gone through divisiveness, and those of us across the country that have seen this issue be more of a wedge politically than a reality, understand that it's going to be tough. And so we renew our efforts. We understand how important it is. And when people say, why is this? Well, why don't you know about what's illegal legal? It's an illegality that is committed. I remind them that this nation of ours is built on the shoulders of generation after generation after generation. And most of those generations involuntarily or voluntarily came to this country. And the only people that are the first Americans are our native brothers and sisters. After that, my friends, we all got here some other way. And I would suggest those of us that are promoting immigration reform in this country are being truly American. We're talking about unification. We're talking about economic vitality. We're talking about the rule of law. We're talking about protecting our Constitution. And we're talking about reliving and reigniting this great American dream that has made life better for many of us, reigniting it and reignited it through a vehicle that is historic. To bring those folks out of their shadows, unify their families, say welcome, and you're not separated from the rest of us. You're part of us. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for one of our favorite congresspeople. We now have 5. We have 5 to spread the love amongst, right?